totally died. So we're coming to you live. So we're at LA Fit. Just got done with our workout. That is a badass pool. That's my pool. This place is like $30 a month. It's in downtown Bellevue, and it is amazing. Let's go check it out. One of the nicest views I've ever seen. Views. Yeah, this is crazy. So right out the window, I took some footage while we were working out. Right out the windows downtown Bellevue. Really nice here. I still love all the weird looks I get while I do my vlogging. Everyone's like, what's he doing talking to himself? That's cool. So it looks like in here we've got a little bit of leg and cable. We've got the giant cardio room here. It's really nice. Let's head upstairs. This is what? How many floors is this? 4? Is it floor? 4? This place is huge. $30 a month though, that's crazy. They're down there laughing at me, it's cool. Just gotta get used to it. Let's see here. So we go up the massive flight of stairs, get a chest flex there. There's nothing there. So what we got? We got basketball court. I know. So we got machines over here. I'm trying to avoid as many people on camera as possible here. It's gonna be awesome. So here we've got a lot of cable machines. And this place has like you don't find these at a lot of gyms. Donkey calf raises. So that's really nice. What else have we got in here? This place is huge. We've got a huge free weight room. Really big. And then we've got more cables over here. So that view though, the view is amazing. So we got I'm gonna fall face down. Right down all these stairs. Kaboom. So this, like I was saying, this gym has a lot of equipment that a lot of places don't. One of the things you don't see in a lot of gyms anymore is incline benches. And it actually had, did it have 2? Or just the one? Yeah, it had 2. Like 3 or 4 flat benches and a decline. So declines are even more rare than inclines these days. A lot of equipment that I wish our gym had. Huge class right too. It's quiet in here. Looks like it had a nice speaker set up. Good news, good light. Pretty good posing room. There's a lot of chairs, assuming for like a senior class. You can see all the sneakers here, which I used to teach, which is awesome. Sneakers. Kaboom. Alright guys, let's go find some food. Okay, so we are driving home to find some food after we get the fuck out of Bellevue. See, this is why we don't live in Bellevue. Like, the town is gorgeous. The city is gorgeous. I mean, there's a ton of stuff. Everything's really nice. I like cities. But then, ignore that crack in my windshield that I still haven't gotten fixed. But then you end up sitting in traffic for 2 hours and you start using the F word a lot, and it really pisses me off. But that's okay, because we're patient. I just really want food. What's going on, guys? Matt here with U3 Athletics. So you've watched some of the footage so far from the original video. If you missed the original video, the part 1 of the Emerald Cup, link will be in the description below. So I just kind of wanted to go over my review and my thoughts. And the reason that I'm coming to you a week later, over a week later, a week and a half later, in a separate video is I wanted to address a couple things. So we recorded our review and our summary of everything on the way home, but a couple things I felt got in the way of that. And one, I was driving, so I was distracted. It was heavy traffic, and so I kind of went on this crazy rant, which I fully believe rants are fine so long as you have a clear point to them, and I didn't really have a clear point. So what ended up, at least in my eyes, coming out of that was a lot of, it just kind of sounded like I was bashing people, and I didn't want to do that. I want to keep this as respectful as possible. So as I was editing all the video together this afternoon, I realized that that wasn't the direction that I wanted to go with this. So we're going to do a separate review. I'm actually going to take you through some of the footage that I have and kind of review a couple of things with you. Does that make sense? So I wanted to talk to you guys about how the show actually went real quick before we get into the footage that I've got on the computer pulled up here for you. But I want to talk to you guys again, and I've mentioned this before, about competition and bodybuilding, kind of how I feel about all of that. So I don't want you to take away from this video that I don't think people should compete, or that people that do compete are dumb, or that bodybuilding is a bad sport. I love bodybuilding. I think it's a great sport. There are a couple of things that, for me personally, would make it very difficult to convince me to compete. One of which is the direction that the fitness industry is going. we're not going to get into, I'm going to release a video in the near future about my feelings on steroids, but I'm not going to go into whether I think they're good or bad here. I just want to state that for me, that's just not really an option. And it's not necessarily because I don't believe in them or I do believe in them, it's just that's not really an option for me. And with my genetics, with my disorder and everything, I think for me to step on stage with the best package that I possibly could, I would definitely be tempted to go down that road, and that's just not something that I want to do, at least right now. So the use of steroids, I definitely don't have just the good genetics to compete, even in like men's physique, which doesn't require you to have as much size, but the detail, the insertions, the origins of all your muscles still have to be there, and I just don't feel like I have that to bring to the stage, and so that's one of the reasons that I don't compete myself. Another thing that I wanted to point out is so what I do have though is a healthy respect for those that do compete. Anybody that steps on stage, if this is your sport, if that's what you want to do, this is what makes you happy, this is what you strive for, perfect. I love it. I encourage you. I think you guys all do great work. One thing that I have a problem with though is some of the stuff going on in the fitness industry. Specifically people advertising that their life is about health and fitness, which bodybuilding isn't necessarily about health and fitness, and that's one of my problems, is bodybuilding is about achieving a certain look and looking a certain way on stage, and having certain proportions and all of that stuff. So for me, I'm much more interested in helping people become healthy, lose weight, and have the physique and the fitness level that they want, and the same goes for myself. And so with that being said, that's just not something that's a goal of mine for competing. But anybody that does compete, if that's what you're happy with, if that's what you do enjoy, that's awesome. I really love that, and you guys work so hard, so I don't want anyone to take away, and I think that was one of the things that I missed on the drive home, was I made it sound like that bodybuilding was this terrible sport where everybody does these horrible things, and that's not where I was going with that. I was just kind of pointing out some of the things that I'm disappointed in the fitness industry. There's a couple other things as to why I'm disappointed in the fitness industry, specifically the marketing and advertising that goes on, but that's in any industry, so you've kind of got to follow the money. And when you follow the money, you'll find the reasoning behind a lot of things. So people, especially supplement companies, that convince you that you absolutely need this supplement to succeed. And I'm here to tell you that's not true. Supplements supplement your diet. So there's a lot of things in the fitness industry that really bother me. And that's a lot of what came forward on this video that I decided not to post and do this instead for you guys. So overall, the show was really awesome. We did just go to the prejudging for multiple different weight classes and competitor, so men and women's physique, figure. There were everyone from bantam to super heavyweight on the bodybuilders. One thing that I did notice though is during the competition for the bikini, they definitely come in a lot harder, and by harder, for those of you that don't follow bodybuilding, what I mean by that is the muscle definition and tone is very hard. Literally physically looks hard. And so one of the things about physique versus figure versus bikini is bikini was always a little bit of a softer look, a little bit smaller, less muscle mass, and a little bit more on that rounded kind of look. And so one of the things I was surprised about is how hard the bikini competitors came in. They were definitely... I honestly thought that it was either a figure or a physique class until they announced at the end that it was the bikini prejudging. So that was one of the things that I was kind of surprised about. I talked to a couple of people about that, and I guess that's kind of been the trend over the last few years, is bikinis coming in harder than they were before, and they're actually trying to reverse that and kind of say that they want, you know, especially at a national level, at a pro level, they want to bring that down to about 15% is kind of what I'm hearing across the board. So I thought that was really cool. So that was something that really surprised me. I think that overall the show was really good. There were some great competitors. One of the things that I didn't see that I really wanted to see was just real genetic freaks that have these real tiny waists, real wide in the shoulders, and some great proportionate legs. And so that was another part of the video. I kind of went off on a tangent about having an issue with proportions in the sport of bodybuilding. There's a couple of videos out there you can find of Arnold Schwarzenegger, who everybody knows his name, won 7 Mr. Olympia titles, multiple Mr. Universe titles as well. And one of the things that he's had a problem with bodybuilding is since his day, the proportions have gone away. And so you'll find, there's one specific video that I found where he's talking about proportions and the sizing of different body parts, and talking about how a competitor will come on stage with 23-inch neck, but only 15-inch calves, when things like your calves, your legs, and your neck are roughly supposed to be in that same proportionate level. So there's definitely, the proportions are gone, and what we're seeing a lot of these days is how big can you get, how hard can you get. And so that was kind of another issue that I touched on, but I kind of came off as everybody's terrible and the sport is horrible, and that's not what I meant to say. It's just been a definite shift in focus when it comes to the different classes and the looks that they're going for. Even things like men's physique, which was supposed to be, in my opinion, when they released it, something that even a natural athlete could have a fairly good shot at competing in, but it's definitely turned into something much harder than that. So that was kind of another thing that I wanted to touch on. But I want to take you guys through some of the video that I've got on the computer here, so let's go ahead and go through that. Alright, so I just got to pull up on the computer. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure that the video and the audio and everything is in sync here. So we've got my desktop up here. I just kind of wanted to start this video off here. So what we've got is a clip of the men's physique competitors. And what I wanted to point out is this gentleman in the pink shorts. He was definitely one of the physiques that I was super impressed with. So if we look at him, he's really well developed. He probably had one of the smaller waists there, and it was just a really great physique. I think he may have come in just a little bit bigger than you might average see in men's physique. If you look at the gentleman next to him, number 71 there, he's definitely, this gentleman right here, he's a lot smaller in size, in measurements, so his proportions are really good. But what I like about this is he's got the real nice full shoulders, the deltoids are greatly developed, the chest is really well developed, and the abdominals, he came in really well dieted, so everything looked really great there. So he was one of the competitors, I think he's number 53. He was one of the competitors that came in that I was really, really impressed with and kind of happy to see. So he did a great job on his posing. This is just some of the other men's physiques. This competitor here, you know, I really like his look. He kind of mimics a lot of what I show off as far as his style of having a lot of tattoos and stuff like that. So again, this is just all the men's physique competitors that we're seeing right now. This gentleman here did a great job. I kind of zoomed out here just to look at everybody, but the muscle definition, this was definitely the category that I was most impressed with, and it's still the category that I feel has the greatest physiques, because it's a focus on physique proportions. The only thing that really makes me sad about this category is the fact that they don't use the legs. They're covered up with board shorts, and it's not part of the physique. I would really like to see this category, the size of people, competitors, but be able to see their leg development, because a lot of men's physique competitors, especially some of the ones that I know, don't train legs very heavily at all. Helps keep the weight down if their legs aren't as big. They're not shown off. They do a lot of calf training to have the definition there, but they don't have the leg development necessarily that you would think of when you think of bodybuilding. Now, they have brought out Classic Physique, and that is a little bit more concentrating on full body development, and it's supposed to be, again, another attempt to have a natural set of competitors who aren't using steroids and all that stuff, but we'll have to see as time goes on how that kind of plays out. So that was one of the ones. Let's see what else we've got here. So this is kind of, I touched on this a little bit ago, but these are bikini competitors. And so if you look just the hardness and the muscle definition, I'm sorry, this keeps kind of darkening on us here a little bit, but just the amount of muscle definition that a lot of these competitors showed was really incredible. But it just, again, it kind of surprised me by the fact that as bikini, typically that look in years past has been something that's a little bit softer, and they're definitely kind of stepping up the game here. So one of the things I did like about this show is a lot of people think of like the bikini competitors as, you know, who can be the sluttiest. The producers of this show are highly religious, family values, and so things like the we call it the motorcycle pose, if you haven't heard of it, are actually banned at this show. So a little bit more conservative on the posing side, and I thought that was really great as well. So there's that. Let's see what else we can pull up here. This was just more the men's physique, kind of showing. Let's see if there's anything. Yeah, this was just recording on the men's physique side. This is when they were actually all coming out on stage and showing off everything one at a time. Now this competitor right here, I want to talk about this guy. This guy impressed me the most out of all of the competitors on stage. One of the things that I really liked is, you know, I talked about the leg proportions and sizing and proportions earlier. So we have an issue of proportions, and we have an issue of legs not seemingly trained as hard or being as fully developed or even being overdeveloped depending on the person. And so we talk about proportions where the upper body and the lower body don't overpower each other. They're very proportionate. You start wide, come down skinny, you know, at the waist, and then come back out to a wide stance. And this guy right here, he really, really impressed me. The only thing that I really felt that I would have liked to have seen personally for watching the show was a smaller waist, but when you get into that weight class and that style of training, it's very hard to keep your waist super, super small. And with that being said, he did a phenomenal job. I'm not taking away from any of the effort. I'm just saying, you know, from what I would like to see. But yeah, he has some great leg definition. His, as you can see, everything comes in nice and tight here. He's clearly worked very hard for his physique, so great lat spread there. You can see all the details in his low back, but if you notice that his legs aren't under or overpowering his upper body, which I was super impressed with. And he looks a little bit like Kai Green. That's what we kept calling him during the video. So let's see what else we've got here. Just some more. I believe this was the heavyweight class. I apologize, it's been a week and I did not label this footage very well. So let's see if there's anything else. There is, to point out during my video, these are all individual poses. Let's see if we can find, whoops, not that one. Towards the end, no, not that one. There were a couple people that came out on stage definitely not prepared for the show, and that was too bad, but you see that at every competition. So overall, the trip went really well. I really definitely enjoyed. It was a great day trip. We got in a great workout. I hope you guys enjoyed the workout video at the end of the last one. I purposely put in music that did not allow me to monetize the video, so that you guys could kind of see my excitement towards that. So I apologize. This video is only going to have music that's royalty free that I can use, because you know, YouTube, copyright laws, and all that good stuff. But it was definitely a really, really great show, and I hope you guys enjoyed the videos. There is a little bit more, so let's check it out. What's going on, guys? It is 6:30 a.m. and we are headed to the car right now. We are going to go smash some legs. So we had the Emerald Cup yesterday. Got up nice and early, left town. This morning, schedules didn't align, so gotta get our training in. So Jason and I are gonna train nice and early, and we're gonna train legs. So we're about to see if there's anybody at the gym at 6:30 on a Sunday. Boom! Everybody does this wrong. Everybody does this wrong. Everybody grabs the bar, puts it right up on their neck, stands up. I don't know how people do this. This is so uncomfortable. You actually want to rest it on the rear of your shoulder. Let your arms balance it. Okay? The next thing people always do is these little weird knees in front of the toes squats. A real squat, your back is up nice and straight. Hip comes back first. Oh my God, she hits that depth. Then you come out of the hole. So realistically, you don't have to go down that far. You want to get the hip down. You can't lift. No, so there's 3 rules when it comes to squats. And that's it. You want weight on the heels, you want your back straight, and you don't want your knees to drop in front of your toes. That's it. Those are the rules. Anything else, changing the width, pointing your toes out, it just changes where the tension on the muscles lay. For it to be a safe squat, no knees in front of the toes, weight on the heel, back straight. That's it. All right, we're about to bang out some leg extensions, yo, because we got our gangster game on today. Are we gangsters today?
Just you.
Or just me? Okay. Today we will be doing leg extensions, and we'll superset them with leg abduction, not adduction. That is adduction. Jason, this is the abduction.
I'm doing this one.
Doing the adduction. You're doing the thigh master. For all you didn't know, I'm British. And for all of you that are British, don't judge me.
Okay, that out.
So leg extension is another one that you see people doing commonly wrong in the gym. A couple of things, you want to make sure that your seat's positioned so in the back of your knee. See, for me, this is way too far forward because my back of my knee is resting in front of the pad. So I'm actually gonna take this chair, maybe a notch back. There we go. So now, if I take my leg out, back of my knee is right up against the pad. The next thing people make a mistake of is letting this rest too high or too low. You want it to rest on the top of your foot, but still touching your shin. So like right here, it's way too low. This is just on the top of my foot. So I'm gonna bring it up. Got right there. That's perfect. And then you just want to focus on the actual squeezing contraction. So when you come up, you're not just throwing the weight up. You're sitting up nice and tall, squeezing the weight, and you get to the top. Toes pointed to the ceiling. This is how you do proper leg extensions. Leg extensions can be really rough on the knees. It's not a natural body position, so be real careful with them.